Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. But don't be too excited. That's the, well, I choose this theme to talk about because Christmas is a picture of an event with very, very big expectations. And those expectations, they can lead, high life, they can lead to really overexcitement because there's so many preparations, there's so many expectations of gifts to children, you know, to your family, to perfection. Um, so the problem is that you forget in all of this preparation and expectations, we can very often forget why we're doing the things and what is it about. So my idea was to actually to use this picture in order to be aware of our state, the mental state, and the mental and emotional state. What can we learn from it? The physiological state, the immunity, the nutrition, the breathing, and also the physical. And so what can we learn from not meeting other people's expectations? And by not doing things perfect. And my question is, being perfect and doing things perfect, what is the value of it for you? So we are talking about Christmas preparations today and about the levels of excitement. And you know, I hear it very, very often that my friends or my family, that they really want to do things perfect. So they are excited about Christmas. And this is fantastic, very, very nice. But the problem is that when we are excited, we can actually also, in many, many situations, we can be overexcited. And this overexcitement, this can result in bad things. This can result in bad things for your health. And that's why I really wanted to talk about this. And which is one of the biggest things for our health. That's breathing. That's hyperventilation. So when we are too excited, that's bad thing. Because we stop really listening to our body. We stop understanding or sensing the stress. So you see the link here is that, and maybe it could sound too much for you, that I'm linking excitement with, you know, with this fantastic event, which Christmas is, with some negative things. And why I'm doing this link, I'm making this link, because I really think that we can learn something from this. When we are overexcited, we miss the focus. When we are overexcited, we make the faults. When we do the errors, we have an erratic movement, not erotic, but erratic. That's a difference. When we are overexcited, we stop sensing to our middle point, what we call one point of attention. When we are overexcited, we stop really listening to what is really of deep value for us. And I can see it both in my family, and I can see it in the athletes in training, when we are, for example, very, very excited over a win. When I play tennis, when you are excited over a win, or over that you are doing something very, very good, you just happened, that you are making a very movement very much better or correct, or you are winning over your contestant, you excited. And when you are overexcited, you stop really giving your body a possibility to act from the center. Well, you try to control something. You are very happy. You start analyzing. You start seeing yourself with other eyes. That's about expectations. So, and when you are very, 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 very happy, you are overexcited. You have very big expectations for yourself. And those are interesting things, because when we have expectations, then we have a kind of a mirror just in front of us. And in this mirror, we have pictures of how do we look in the other's eyes, in the eyes of the others. Exactly, Lisa. The society we live in is focused upon perfection. And you see it all over the place. You see it in the advertisements, in the TV. Everything has to be perfect. All the Christmas gifts, they have to be perfect. Everybody has to be perfectly happy. So you have to meet everyone's expectations when we're talking about gifts, when we're talking about Christmas dinner, when we're talking about the environment in the house. Hi, Mikael. Environment in the house. And this is it really a value of this, well, fantastic event for the, well, a Christmas, where you meet your family, where you meet each other, and you have something in common? For many people, it's not really religious, but if it's religious, it's fantastic. It can be religious. It can be just, hygge, which is in Danish, a coziness, a very, very cozy happening. But if you overvalue this, if you give too much focus to expectations from the other people, to matching the expectations, you can get some problems. And the thing is, now this is Christmas. This is just a picture of this. But what I'm going to talk about, you can use these aspects. I want to talk now about mental and emotional aspects, physiological aspects of overexcitement, which is immunity, nutritional aspect, and breathing. And then I want to talk about physical aspects. And physical aspects, it's something where you make erroneous movement that can lead you to some bad things. For example, in sports, you get a trauma or you get an injury. And this is what overexcitement is about. And in the martial arts, very, very good thing is to be able to control a balance between underexcitement and overexcitement, which means controlling what we call homeostasis. Homeostasis, that's the balance, and that's the emotional balance. And when you have and we have some kind of focus and emotional balance, and very often it's balance between focus and defocus, especially in the movement, and also when you are making a talk, like for example I have now. So I have to have a balance between the focus on what I'm talking about right now, and also defocus, meaning that I have to relax and let the ideas come to me. And this is a flow, actually. This is a balance between focusing on something and also defocusing. Okay? So, what are those problems and those aspects? The very, very first thing I would like to talk about is called hyperventilation. And hyperventilation is when you are excited and when you are overexcited. That's actually levels of stress. You are kind of crossing the barrier between relaxation and the stress response. And when you do that, the first line of the answer, which is your body is giving kind of answering to this, crossing the barrier of stress response, is with changing the breathing. And when you change the breathing, it can, hyperventilation is also this feeling of a festive setup and big expectations and very, very nice event. You can't get your breath. And this is this feeling, this hyperventilation. When you are overexcited, it feels like if you can't get your breath really to work. And what happens is, well, this is physiology. And I'm teaching physiology. I'm working with physiology every day. That's why I'm very, very excited. Yeah. I really love what I'm doing, and I'm engineer. I want to, and I really, well, I always see the how the different aspects, how they are connected to each other, how they're interdependent. And this is different aspects of our health and the different aspects both of our physical, immune, and our mental health or emotional stability. I see how these different aspects of those things, they are connected with each other and how they are actually changing each other. So there's different. So when we have this emotional overexcitement, it changes both the immune aspect and the physiological aspect of breathing. So what's happening? That is the change in the gas balance in the lungs. You start to hyperventilate, which means basically breathing more air in than normal. And this is a very, very good thing when you are having an acute stress response. It can actually save you from a wild animal. For example, if you are not in Denmark, but if you go for a walk, maybe in somewhere in Canada, and I just actually read an article about the dog owner in British Columbia somewhere was walking in the woods in the British Columbia, and the dog encountered the black bear, and the black bear killed the dog. Why it was killing the dog? The dog owner succeeded to flee and to run. And you see, in this situation, the dog owner was having an acute stress response. An acute stress response, you are hyperventilating in an acute stress response. It gives you, for 3 or 5 minutes or so, it gives you a surplus of energy. It gives you a surplus of oxygen in the cells. But the acute stress response is made in a way that you are having this surplus of energy, surplus of oxygenation in the muscles, in your extremities, in order to run very, very fast and to find a shelter or just, to keep yourself alive. That was the acute stress response is about. The problem is in our society that we are in the most situations, we are not experiencing just the acute stress response, but what we're experiencing is the chronic stress response. So we start with acute stress response every time, but it doesn't stop because the stressors, like this black bear I just told you in this story from British Columbia, it was 5 minutes maximum. So the dog owner escaped from the scene, from this place, and the stress response stopped and slowly crossed the border towards normalization of stress response, towards relaxation response. But in the most situations, like for example, we are living with this idea that now this is Christmas and we are excited, we are overexcited. We really want to meet the biggest expectations from our family, from our parents, from our children. And this is expectations about doing things perfectly, having perfect gifts, having perfect setup for this Christmas dinner. So we forget why we are actually doing this. So this overexcitement leads to chronic stress. And because there's many days, there's like, well, it depends. In Denmark, we start seeing advertisements, and marketing of Christmas, like, I don't know, already in October. So it's like 2 months before. So the media, they build up this excitement. They build up the expectations. They build up actually on hysterical level because they really want sales. They really want people to go to Christmas shopping and to do it repeatedly. And in the weeks before Christmas, it gets crazy dimensions sometimes. It's very, very nice sometimes, but in the level it reaches in our modern society, Western society, it's crazy. I think it's really, really crazy. And so what happens? We build up this excitement until the level of chronic stress. And this fantastic event, which is a cheerful event, a merry event, that will, potentially give us joy and lots of love and everything. It's about love, actually, yeah. It's about love and sharing the love and joy with your family. So when the expectations and the perfection start taking over, the joy and the love it's going on like a backplane. It's the second. It's not really the first value of this event anymore. Well, not necessarily for everybody, but what I see from my friends and also from some people, some in my family, this is true. Yeah, this is true. So people are stressed. So people are actually stressed to do everything perfect, and the society just makes it worse because of all the marketing, because of all the sales events, because of all the advertisements in the media about the perfection of this event of the Christmas. So that's why what I'm talking about right now, it's Merry Christmas, but don't be too excited. So what we're talking about, the first thing, you start hyperventilating. When you hyperventilate, that's bad for your heart, because we're talking about chronic stress. And with bad for your heart, it's bad for all the lifestyle disease. It's bad for your sugar levels. It's bad for insulin sensitivity. So the immunity actually goes down. The nutrition, what we're talking about nutrition, what we're eating during the Christmas dinner, and very much we are overeating. And when we are overeating, that's because also there's a lot of expectations about the amounts of food. There's a lot of expectations about the quality of the gifts, about the quality of the setup, of the environment. So everything has to be perfect. So you hyperventilate, and when you hyperventilate, you also you stop really sensing what is enough, and what is enough. That's not overeating. So what we normally do during the Christmas, that we overeat, and that's where we are meeting this centering, the one point of and actually on the other side, Christmas, I thought about, I'm eating ketogenic, and ketogenic is about having healthy fats, not too much carbs, and having this balance. And I actually thought that the Christmas is is an event where very, very ketogenic, which means that we are eating a lot of healthy fats during Christmas time. We're eating a lot of saturated fat. So, well, I thought I look so much forward to this Christmas. It's going to be really great. It's going to be very good food. We're going to have we're going to have, I can tell you, we're going to have different kinds of animal fats. Very, very healthy. And well, it will be, because it's going to be great, I know that the cook is very good. This is going to taste good. So I have actually some expectations about it. But I try to not be overexcited, because you never know. So, immunity, when you're overexcited, your immunity is in disbalance because of hyperventilation, that leads to chronic stress through dysfunctional breathing. Your mental and emotional side too, you stop really sensing what is of value for you. You stop sensing your inner gut. And that what it's very, very often when we are overexcited, when we are overstressed too, chronic stress, then we stop sensing the gut. And that's why we can take this experience of this flow talk and experience of our keeping the structured, like the center, keeping the balance, mental balance and emotional balance during this event, during the Christmas party. So that's an idea, actually. And really enjoy the conversation without being overexcited. Really enjoy the food without overeating. Really enjoy the social interaction without being too much over talking, for example, or not talking at all because of, I don't know. And when you're gonna dance around the Christmas tree, you're gonna have a very, very smooth movement. Oh, yeah. So, so no injuries in your hips, no injuries in your Achilles tendons when you dance around the Christmas tree. You're gonna move smooth. Yeah. So everything for mental and emotional balance. Everything to enjoy Christmas party. So, well, you can actually call it oh yes, I saw an article. It was called "The Kill of the Thrill," and the kill of the thrill is actually when you are overexcited. You can actually die. It's not about Christmas time, so it's just that was a story of a woman, a 70 years old woman that had a kind of a restaurant where the President Obama came there, and she was a very, very big fan of Obama. And she died of a stroke a couple of hours after that visit. So there also was a story of a guy playing golf, and he made hole in one. So he died of excitement. So there's a lot of a really, really, really crazy story, and that was an Taiwanese a guy in Taiwan. Yeah, he saw an Avatar. An Avatar is great film, like the scenery and everything. So he died of a stroke when he saw the scenery in 3D in Avatar. So overexcitement. Well, those examples, they are too much, I know, but overexcitement, that is not good for your health. That's actually what I want to say. So yeah. So what I want to say is just enjoy the Christmas time, enjoy New Year's Eve, enjoy the preparation, but try to train the single point of attention, which is called sensing the gut. Sense the gut. Try to answer the question about being perfect, about doing things perfect. What has the real value for you? Is it the perfection of gifts, and why? Did you create too much hype about this perfection, helped by the media? Did you create too much hype about, uh, you know, making a perfect environment for your Christmas party? So what this perfection is about? So try to forget about perfection. Try to forget about meeting somebody's expectations. But instead, try to sense the gut. Try to enjoy the um, the conversation. Try to enjoy the good vibe by not being too excited. Just being in your body, sensing your body. And well, that improves very much understanding of other people, being sensing other people, being sensitive, being, it's about empathy, and that's a very, very good thing. So, a Merry Christmas, but don't be too excited. Don't be overexcited. So for you guys that joined right now, the last minute, you can, I will post this video, and you can see it, and you can watch it again. So, a replay. So, Merry Christmas to all of you. We talked about the different aspects of over excitement. Well, about meeting expectations, about the gifts, perfect gifts, meeting expectation, about perfection of preparation of this scenery of New Year's, of a Christmas party, and how it leads to too much excitation. We are being too much excited because of these expectations. And that is not good for your health. We've been... Thank you very much, Yana. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Sending you all my love. And tomorrow I'm gonna talk I'm gonna have a little talk in Danish around 1 o'clock Danish time. See you. Bye.